Hello. Just checking the audio is coming through all right. Volume level on this. Great. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for Assembly Online for our International Poetry Reading 5, fifth event, number 5. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Assembly Online is a free program of visual arts, poetry, film, and performance that comes on every 2 weeks on YouTube. If you're not on the mailing list, I'll stick a link up in the chat shortly, and do sign up there if you'd like to hear about more of the events that we have coming up. The program will continue until the end of April 2021. I'll explain a bit more about what we've got coming up in the program after tonight's event at the end. But for tonight, we have an International Poetry Reading 5, reading it out number 5 each time. The event has been selected by Kyereh. Kai is from South London, but based in Norwich. And as always, Kai probably won't give himself an introduction, but I'll fill in a little bit for him. His work appears in or is forthcoming in publications from Lighthouse Journal, Bad Betty Press, Leslie Magazine, L'Amiga, and others. And before lockdown, he had been hosting free workshops at the Book Hive. Just saying hello to a few people in the chat. Always nice to see where people are tuned in from. Indigo Pie, Sarpong Kyereh from Ghana, apologise my pronunciation. Reigate from Surrey, UK. Indigo Pie, multidisciplinary poet, journalist, and digital creative from the Philippines. Anne Follows from Suffolk. Carly Haken from London. Andrew Mason, Andrea Writer in London. Jenny Fothergill from Glasgow. Hello from London, the Earth, to Rose Bell. Kai saying hi in the chat. Look forward to seeing what we have in tonight's event. I'm going to pass over to Kai now. Maggie Draper too. Hi, Auntie Mags. And I'll let Kai introduce you to the poets before each of them speak. See you at the end for a bit more waffle, as Adam Buxton would say. Here's Kai.
Yo, yes, am I live?
Yes.
I assume I am. Hello everyone. Hello Auntie Maggie. So glad to have you here, as ever. We got a really, really exciting evening for you tonight. We've just been having big chat. So hello to everyone in the audience. I'm Kai, I'm a poet. I'm from South London, as Henry said, but I'm living in Norwich, here in Norwich, which is how I got involved in the Assembly House thing. Khaled, I think in the chat you were like, who are you? Who are you? That's Henry. Henry works for Assembly House. Assembly House is an organized, like a kind of space, event space here. I went to a wedding there once, but they've, just before lockdown, they were trying to organize some arts events. And obviously everything then went online. So Henry approached me being like, can you do the poetry bit of the arts offering? So I said yes, because I love poetry and I like to bring people together. And that's all I'm gonna really say about that. But yeah, thanks Henry. Everybody in the chat, as Henry said, like it's really good if you wanna say hi, say where you're from, but also as the night goes on, obviously people are reading their poetry. Poetry, you know, takes guts, takes courage, takes heart, takes energy, and it's really good if on the YouTube chat thing, you want to like show some love. If there's particular lines or bars or anything that stand out to you, do write them down, and just basically applaud, celebrate, and let's try and create a bit of a kind of atmosphere, because obviously for us it's kind of silent, and silence in a poetry reading is, I'm not going to try and make a metaphor up on the spot, but you know what I'm saying. So we got incredible lineup for you tonight. We've got people from all over the world, Philippines, the States, Ghana, Birmingham. You know, it's all over the gaff. So it's very, very exciting. Yeah, the order is going to go, we're going to have Vik Shirley up, then we're going to have Henneh, Kiere, Kwaku, then we're going to have Lacan, then we're going to have Avery R. Young. They're going to have 10 minutes each. As Henry said, I'll introduce them all as in between. But I'm going to start off, and excitingly, I was just chatting to Avery about his time in London, and he said he spent a bit of time in Vauxhall. I'm going to read some really brand spanking new poems, as in I haven't hardly edited them, and I've just wrote them in the last few days. They're about my time. When I left uni, like I was a chef, and I was a chef for a couple of years, and it was so intense and so, frankly, traumatic that I haven't been able to write about it. But the first place I worked was a kitchen, quite fancy now, restaurant in Vauxhall, which is one of the places Avery spent time in when he was in London. So that's a nice little synchronization, if you see what I'm saying. So I'm just going to read some poems. They don't have titles yet. So I'm just going to go for it, and then I'll introduce our first reader. Cool. The career began as any romance. 90% gas, 10% fresh peas. Rocket green, far from heat. The cultivated pepper meaning less, garnish green, forever flavor green. What is rocket? Dearth admission. What you get is not enough. Airy folded green tumbling mountains of the stuff, dressed or dry and plain, painted up an inside thin sliced steak bun, found down my trousers later, between my knuckles shucked under nails, rear of socket, the rocket making softly grasped unsyntax of its curls. Rocket as most basic substance underlay, knee grazing structure lie, nothing than better. Sometimes, chef, less is lesser. Sometimes less is more, and others moreish chef's moray. The imperceptibility of burnt lentils, whole bream and roquet, squirming pink topside, rare roast, horseradish sauce and rocket, white chocolate, nutmeg, revolution, ice cream rocket, dreams of going out the back door to get more spaceship, starcraft, saucer, rocket of my outturned sleep pocket, sleep 6 less washed, Tesco loose change packets, rocket, fuck it, Negronis. Let's start serving only pepperami on a bed of, with a shot of, mandolin cut finger top blood, proprietor off his nut again, his brother's hands up in the safe again, a packet from my shotter. My wages, rocket up his nose. And everybody knows and sees rocket green of my hot laboured not dollar, grease sheened white collar, black holeless crock bounce, quiet bit out loud cocktail and secret spilling general manager, rocket as middle finger to the payer, the customer and saucier, the pastry chef and porter, everyone who keeps the safe code safe from rightful creditor. Chefs can have their big, little chest for keeps, a design for coming up behind you with a semi, I could just make the little one out between my buttocks as my knife V-boned the mackerel fillet. An ex of the proprietor's brother fucks on the roof in leopard print. The gyratory indifferent. The river's dirty secrets. Scour, scratching voxels, broad plimps and downward runners. Estuary left with city bridge scattered. What moments we facilitate for 6.10 an hour. When dawn or midnight fever, forever crocs and whites and aprons vex like, oh my, new flex hipster. Who said cumbia out the Bluetooth speaker spins a dirty floor, fancy bouncing? I dropped 6 new inch of under eye baggage for all my sexting rooftop lovers. This electric tray frittata full of potato meaning something from America. All that traveling, all them hours, all that chopping, cool them hours, buy them, yours, so much tasting, supping, meaning, shopping, supplier, cleaning something dirty till it's shining. Welcome to the kitchen, pauper. Yes, you burnt the toast, Jason. Stop telling porkies. Let's get battered. All our tip jar shrapnel in the proprietor's brother's rooftop bar. That sounds like a good idea. Ignore the morning after. Come on, Jason. Don't let the bastards grind your pepper for ya. We'll grind so hard we won't have any time to get any wetter. Yes, we're real go-getting. All this porter team. Here's a toast to the court ball of our futures. Horrid. Drawn 4 corners of watery oats. It's a gruel world, Jason. We share cruel words, serve wasted crowds, roasted birds, sweeten that shallot and salted chocolate puds, and there's the rub, Jason. We give them just enough to keep them on this side of Campari, the hungry side of Fed, and that's their lot. And then they pay, go home and fuss and fight or fuck all night and waiters turn their tables. And that's just how it is, Jason. That's just how we does it. Our time is coming, swift shift, Jason. See, Saturday, yeah? Just don't burn the toast again. Is that too much to ask? No. Yes, maybe. Jason, do I ask too much of you, myself? Yes. No, Jason, maybe we all could do with a day off or 82, but the to-do list's looking hefty, and the head chef's looking angry, and the room spins, and the cream whips, and the proprietor's brother's hands up in the safe to steal our money. Think basements, rhomboid brightness. Think pinnacle lick, visibility, bottom room house drain, kidney of a home. Above diddly squat, but Vicky brick, it's gacky bones sticking jutty. We sift flour for 10 hours, shift into stainless steel receptacle. Each rhyme of minute ticking mirrors my face in lids. Hover horrid over plated hobs. Think odds and sods, cobs and spuds, crabs and puds, and hearken then to sharpener, harping onto not one bod apart from kanji racking up, Tarzan in the darkness, 48 almond tarts, orange and cardamom, for 25 minutes every 24 hours. My life set to timer of the powers upstairs. And the beat goes on and gets turned up, and the chard gets washed, chopped, sauteed, and devoured, and the crowd goes wild. That's what I think my ears say. I make the rack of slow roast ribs in sticky sauce look easy. Cool. Thanks, folks. Okay. Moving on. Vik Shirley's chapbook, Corpses, was published by Sublunary Editions in March 2020. Her collection, The Continued Closure of the Blue Door, is due from Haverthorne Press in December 2020. That's now. I think Vik might be reading from that tonight. Her work has appeared in such places as the Rialto, Magma and Perverse. She is currently studying for a PhD in Dark Humour and the Surreal in Poetry at the University of Birmingham. You can find her at vikshirley.com. And hopefully it's all going to be very easy. Hey, Vik.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Not too bad. That was a good reading. Thank you for that.
Cool. Yeah, pleasure. Well, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So yeah, thanks to everyone for coming, and thanks to Kai for inviting me to read tonight as part of this worldwide lineup representing the UK. I'm going to read a couple of new ones. I'm going to read a few from Corpses, and I'm going to read a few from my new collection, The Continued Closure of the Blue Door. So I'm going to read a new one, newish one, poem called Gruel and Piano, which was published in Perverse Mag earlier this year. Gruel and Piano. A bowl of gruel and a grand piano fell in love. Sex was only possible via telepathy. In the gruel's mind, it was about the slip and the slop of it, the hard edges and vibrations. Whereas for the grand piano, it could see their lovemaking laid out like notation on a handwritten musical score. Okay, and I've got another new one called Not in Kansas. You step out into your back garden and find yourself in a mud wrestling ring with your opponent coming straight towards you. You start to shake a little. It turns out that this is your trademark. They call you Jemima the Jelly Harrison. You have waist-length blonde permed hair. Your opponent has a mullet, enormous biceps and a tan to die for. By the amount of Frankie Says relaxed t-shirts in the crowd, it's clearly the 1980s. This is always the era you'd hope to come back to, but it fantasised more of a cocktail bar or top of the pops dance floor scenario. As you're trying to recall the wrestling moves that must have got you this far in the championship, a Mad Max-esque aircraft lands, its blades chopping you into pieces, scattering your limbs into the nearby wasteland. Suddenly, you aren't in the 1980s anymore. It's more like the 1930s. And at the bottom of your bloody legs and feet, now miles apart, are some ruby slippers. So I'm going to read a few from Corpses now. So yeah, this was published by Sublunary Editions in March earlier this year. And these are these little, very small little miniatures, little black miniatures. I was heavily influenced by the Russian absurdist Daniel Kahne's when I was writing these. And so I read a handful of these, and I've even thrown in some festive corpses. So I'm going to read the festive ones tonight as well. So, number one. Corpses dangled from hanging basket hooks around the village. The lost and found at the station contained ears, tongues, and body parts. The reality show was getting all of this. It was really great stuff, but the production team were feeling increasingly anxious. Number four. The corpses rolled around in the back of the van and got quite the rhythm on the go back there. Infectious as hell, said little Pete, but it didn't take much to get him going. Okay, number 10. The corpses fell from the ceiling of the cave entrance like a beaded curtain. They were wrapped in what can only be described as Christmas tree netting. '18. The survivors used the corpses of their friends as blankets, and the band leader tried to get some kind of sing-along started. But only one of the 7 of them joined in, so they didn't get much momentum going, and morale, if anything, plummeted. 19. The mortician made an excuse and left the room when the family came to view the corpse, for the deceased friends had thought he was sleeping and had written "dickhead" on his forehead in permanent marker. 20. Don't know what it was about this one, but the Grim Reaper couldn't move on. He had to be prized from the corpse by his assistant, who was female and much better at the job. She was embarrassed for him, really, and had seen it coming. Just fucking step down, for fuck's sake, she muttered, as he coughed and wept and spluttered, slowly allowing himself to be peeled off the pool attendant's body. 21. Marjorie asked for a corpse for Christmas. As usual, Todd made that face at her. He did it last year when she'd asked for Mr. Frosty. So that's some corpses for you there. I think someone's going to post a link for the book if anyone's interested in that sort of thing. So I'm going to read just a few from The Continued Closure of the Blue Door, which is available for pre-order now. I think there's going to be a link for that as well. It's my first full-length collection. It's artworks by James Knight, which I'm very pleased with. It's very beautiful. This collection, there's a lot of kind of surreal narrative or absurd parables, whatever you want to sort of call them in there. I tend to write a lot in the pseudo I. It's kind of bad habit I've picked up, which I might keep or might not. Anyway, this poem is called I Fell in Love with a Braun Electric Shaver. I fell in love with a Braun electric shaver. I know what you're thinking, and sure, I'm married, but you didn't see the way this shaver was looking at me, the way it would hum longingly whilst gliding over my husband's face. Always vibrating, it seemed to me, in my direction. Made me feel kind of special. And this little guy was a Series 7, so unbelievably smart, the way they interpret the beard and adapt to a man's face. I didn't believe that was possible. Once you see a thing like that in action, you can't exactly unsee it, if you know what I mean. And once I discovered that it shared my love of French cinema, there was no turning back. Okay. Okay. And this poem is called The Secret, and it was written after James Tate. And James Tate was a big influence on this collection in general. Okay, The Secret. I arrived at the service station at night. The toilet attendant ushered me over to the cafeteria, where everyone was crowded around a small boy. He has it, they said. He has the secret. I've always wanted the secret, I said. Shush, they said. Everyone's always wanted the secret. Now shut up and listen. The boy was poised to make a speech on a little stool, the kind you would imagine he pushed up to the sink at home to brush his teeth. He cleared his throat, about to commence, when my mobile phone rang. The ringtone was the Rocky theme tune. The boy dismounted and began punching the air, jogging around, shouting, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." He then proceeded to box his way out of the restaurant, into the car park, down the slip lane and onto the motorway, where he was duly run over by a heavy goods vehicle. I'm sad to say that he took his secret with him. You can visit his shrine at Lee Delamere Services between junctions 17, Swindon A420, and 18, Chippenham A350. People say that after dark, you can hear the secret in the sound of the wheels on tarmac, but if you hear it, you mustn't tell anyone. Okay, this will be the last one. And this one's called A Good Day's Hunting at a Clearing in Gloucestershire. A fox hunting party stopped for tea. No one actually wanted tea. They were all just secretly exhausted with the blood sport. Some of them had been having nightmares but didn't want to lose face. So they started wildly procrastinating anything to stop the killing. Jane stripped down to her undies and embarked on an impersonation of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Linda broke wind, more from nerves than anything, but this resulted in an adequate rendition of the bagpipe refrain from Mull of Kintyre. Lester gathered docks and nettles, rubbing them into his eyes and scrotum amongst the bemused horses and hounds, whilst Terence told the anecdote about the misunderstanding and consequent divorce after his wife found him balls deep in a jar of homemade damson jam. Soon it was dark and too late to hunt. They feigned disappointment and headed to the local inn where they could enjoy loud discourse about the day's triumphs. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Awesome. There we go. Hey, thanks, Vic. That was so great. I love those poems so much. Genuinely funny poetry, as we have spoken about.
Thank you.
It's important in this world.
It is. We need it now more than ever, that's for sure.
We need it now more than ever, and we need it more all the time.
Yeah.
I can't help but think.
Great.
So thank you, and thanks for coming along tonight.
Very welcome.
Cool. Right. Henry, I might need your help to oh no, maybe I don't actually. There we go. Hey. Okay, cool. Next up, we have Hene Kyereh Kwaku, is a poet from the Ghana Sua in the Bono region of Ghana. He's the author of Revolution of the Scavengers, selected by Kwame Dawes and Chris Abani for the APBF New Generation African Poets Chapbook series, which, by the way, is a really, really good series of chapbooks, which you should check out. He studied public health at the University of Health and Allied Sciences in Ghana. His poems, essays, and hybrids have appeared in Agwabo, Tupelo Quarterly, Tampered Press, Poetry Society of America, Praxis Magazine, Iceflow Press, Random Photo Journal, Lunaris Review, CGWS, New South Journal, and elsewhere. So, AKA IE, poems are about. Find him on Twitter and Instagram at Kwaku_Kiere, which I will post in the chat. And here is Hene. Also, just to say, Hene and I had a really, really lovely chat on Zoom the other day that I really felt like could have just gone on for months.
Yeah.
Point being, not only is an amazing poet, but he's also a very lovely person. Right, I'm going to shut up and let Hene do his thing. Over to you.
Thank you, Kai. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so I'll be reading some of the poems from Revolution of the Scavengers and some of the new works that I have. So we'll get straight into it, yeah. Anything for the boys. January 2019 has come and gone like the Ghanaian presidential term, like the Accra floods, and like the floods, January took 190 lives through road accidents. I do not want to say the roads are bad anymore. The bad are roads. Do not say potholes, say manholes. Do not say reckless drivers. Blame those who ask anything for the boys. Do not blame because I've said so. Do not take yourself from the action and say, they took one city from me. Say, I bribed the police. Blame yourself. Do not say our flag does not dance when between the French and the American flag. Our flag is cotton and shy. Do not just anything blows it away. So was this country made. This is your country. Our flag is not on any missile meant to wipe half of the world. Our presidents are not Thanos to snap and wipe. We would rather snap and get Noah's Ark for Accra before the floods. Okay, I read this poem because our election was just on the 7th. And the next poem I read is Revolution of the Scavengers. Revolution of the Scavengers. My son, I had it in my heart to build a house for the name of the Lord, my God. King David, 1 Chronicles 22, verse 7. Ghana Web, news headline. Government begins demolition of judges' bungalows for National Cathedral. And the prophets agree that David builds a temple in the name of the Lord. But can a man build a house for the Lord when the Lord has not asked? There is a still smell of a national temple, a national cathedral. Needful, not needful. In the atmosphere, and as the nation reasoned, the Lord spoke to the prophets. Your hands are bloody, man. Don't build a thing in my name with those bloody hands, man. Now the prophets asked, are your hands free of blood? The floods have come to take the blood in your name. The birds have taken floods in your name. They come with your hands and leave with your hands. Your fingerprints are all over these graveyards. Bloody hands build no temples, my lord. So the king built no temples. And this was a wise king who loved his people. I think I'm going to read a couple more poems. And then that'll be it. So I'm reading The Magician, which was published by Lowe. The Magician for Adidaye Agaro. He points to a spot on the enclosed glass casing. He says, direct the sound here, it will break. The blacksmith hammers where it is most important to him, not to break the metal. He tells the strength of his creation. He sharpens the metal so he gets a quick death if he's ever impaled on it one day. I was writing a poem about a dream where I'm inside the glass casing, where I was mastering the illusion and the strength of my voice. I hammered it at all the edges. I wanted it sharp enough to cut God's breath. I poured my voice out like ore and hit and hit and hit. The glass never broke. In another dream, I'm the glass, and here's a man determined to break me. The next poem is titled Ghana. He pointed the rifle at the throat of Eric Ofosu. He shot without hesitation. Eyewitness on the murdering of Eric Ofosu. I want to get a pet one day, a cat, maybe, or a dog, and name it after my country. So each poem I write for it is also for my country. I want a messy pet, a beautiful pet, a pet that's a metaphor for my country. That when I see my pet tore my life apart today, I also mean my country tore my life apart. When I say my pet is beautiful, I also am saying my country is beautiful. When it steals my fish, I say what I say. When it brings me fish, I know there is a bargain, something picking, something I will know. When it breaks my heart, I know it is my country and I cannot unlove it. When it kills me, I will know. So I'm reading Mother and Her Languages, and that will be it. Mother and Her Languages. What was the first known act of translation in the history of mankind? It was when a mother heard her baby babble or cry and had to decide in an instant what it meant. Mary Ruffel. Mother. Over the phone, I tell Ma, please rest. She's not. I understand. She means, if I don't, who will? I wish I didn't understand this, but I do. I wish this could be lost in translation, but I would be a wicked son, unworthy, but still a son, not to understand my mother's tongue. Another day on the phone, Ma, Kyereh. Ma has never said I miss you. If she ever did, I don't remember, or maybe I stole it from her throat. I sharpened my tongue on a stone, pulled her closer, licked her throat until the words lost their roots and their heaviness. None of us ever said, I love you in Bono. English weightlessness allows us the carrying of this burden. English of the oppressor, English of the oppressed. English that bounds chairs with my tongue and falls. English, your love translates to weed, the act of cutting unwanted plants. So I love you is I weed you. Though. Do we weed what we love or love what we weed? If I could weed more, I would be, it would be to treat her at a better place. All this loving I've been learning, all this searching is to find the best spot to treat, love all the weeded. How's the past of weed not word like red for read? And water her and sun her and feed her and see her and rest her. I want to be a mother more than I want to be a father. My father is a mother, but fatherhood comes first. I want to be a mother where motherhood comes first. I want to weed my children like my mother loves me, with more words to the signs than when I hold a stop sign for them, I also say stop. Or when I buy them stuff or pay their fees, I also say, I fucking love you. And treat them and lick their throats and make them and bewitch them. And to bewitch is to make, is to do. And what better thing can a mother do than to make their child, to do them good? The breaking of water is the doing, a making, and so is the singing of lullabies, and so is the killing of mosquitoes. A bucket of water may just be a water, but to the mosquito, it may be an ocean, a safe place to make babies. Her languages. A mother's unspoken language is caution. Her forehead crease is caution. Come home, caution. Her eyes roll, caution. Her brows twitch, caution. Your name fast paced, caution. Your name undertone, caution. Your name alien toned, caution. Your name is caution. Her eyes, caution. Her anger, caution. Her slippers, caution. Caution is of love as love is of it. It is only the God that loves you that reveals to you what they are for. To caution is to love, is to weed, to cut out the evils from a child, to show them the light and the dark. A mother is another word for love, for caution, for weeding. Tree me mother, mother me tree. Thank you.
God, blimey. God, Hene. I just feel like I was
Hi.
a bit blown away by that, bro. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That last poem especially is like, wow, the kind of progression of metaphor and image is really amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. Well, no, thank you. There was a line that really just went, and I think the line was, I want to be a mother more than I want to be a father.
Yeah.
That just went straight to the middle of me, mate.
Yeah.
And the whole bit about weeding. Oh yeah. Well, anyway, sorry. I just yeah, the weeding and the whole bit about caution and country and oh God, really amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Hene. Goodbye
Yeah.
for now. I'll chat to you in a bit. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Sure.
All right. Okay. Next up, Lacan. So I just want to have a little preface this bio saying I shared a kind of virtual stage with Lacan recently, and I was just like, whoa, what? So I just got in touch with him afterwards. Lacan is an international poet who has shared more than 1,700 events in 16 countries since September 2017. He's been featured in the World Bazaar Festival 2017, the History Channel HistoryCon 2018, HK New Music Ensemble Festival 2018, World Speech Day 2019, Poetry Festival Singapore 2020, and Toronto International Festival of Authors 2020. Lacan's poetry has been published in anthologies in Mumbai, India, and in Baltimore and Washington, D.C. in the States. His poetry has also been included in publications in Pakistan and the Philippines. In May 2019, he won first runner-up at Singapore Poetry Slam, his first poetry slam. and was a finalist at Toronto Poetry Slam in September, just gone. He's also a street performer in the public spaces of Manila, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and Hong Kong. He is currently a host for the New York-based media platform Society X Community. His poetry is being managed in the United Kingdom and is currently in lockdown in the Philippines. You can find him on Instagram at the Lakan, that's LKN Poetry. And here he is.
Thank you so much, Kai. Wow, it's been what, a month, yeah?
It's been a month. It's been a whole month. It feels like it could be years or it could be minutes.
It's great to be here, and I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised that you messaged me about this, and I was like, oh my goodness! I mean, this is such a great opportunity. Thank you so much.
Don't be silly, but it's an absolute pleasure. I'm really, really excited for the crowds and myself for this. So I'll leave it to you.
All right, thank you. Good evening, good morning from Manila, everyone. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Buenos dias a todos. My name is Lakan, and I'm a page performer, performance slam street poet from the Philippines. And my first poem for today is going to be part of my first collection that's going to be released very soon. So here it goes. Departed sun rose in empty clouds with breaking stars on the shadows, breathless windows, cracks ajar on tar sills of winded shrill spills, the wounded words that chills, the still warm white bent on the right motionless, guessing now falls on silent sheets, retreats under stale air nothingness. Bare vows now crowds the beatless chest, umber rests on spoiled pillows, bellows unspoken, withering tears, tears the gray vows left mute, shunned, forgotten marks on a finger tinkers the released silver worn by begotten abandonment now felt by numbness. Somber steel feel kneels on the sheets, unruffled by the wavering falling moon, tucking the wailing boon to sleep endlessly. Regret is no longer home. Hope now lulls in folded photographs pressed in dull sculptures foisted delusions it never came. Surrendered to blind knobs of cabinet throbs, closed sobs of drawn drawers opened perpetually, ever peering to chances past, winces on unawoken looking of a silhouette on the banging door hinging on a rust jump swinging, wishing to close a dreamt Moreau left midair of suspended gaping, waiting, arid mouth glaring on a foil-soiled capped soul stolen by a bemoan moan. It can't be heard anymore. Death is tone deaf. It only hears alone silence of blown, sheared earth, the swallowed agony of penance dissolved, unresolved murmurs on ringers, clinkers on unremitted sentence. Dials and absent numbers, sorry. Memories hangs up busy for the unready. Do not worry. Now lines are eerie, flat, mourning, bars the bleary morning to knot. In the pinstriped walls crawls the pity to held back black track, guilty of disbelief that time can wait. Chances are done, repentance is gone, even the cornice to the floor bowed, shame, 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 the morning dissolved in the waiting perpetually, endlessly shunned, motionless, the gilded body warms in a reality. It's just a carcass reminiscence of how it should have been back, nursed, home. Thank you. All right. Now, my second piece, this piece was or also published in Washington, D.C. Recently. Actually, it was launched December 6th, US time. So, and I love this style that I used here. So the title is called Springbox. 5 a.m. sang with a pang bang, a silencer banter under the bright lights like revolver. On my ear, here, I'm still here, over the Joker corner, a loner of our room. Boom! The fume in a bye comes a red-eye sky, shot in a slot of a love knot, silver bullet of a father figure. Down came the renown noun of my haze gaze on my blaze. First of sixes and Texas fixes. Dead on my bed. I bled by misled echoes that bellows hellos of how a vow can bow to allow an excuse of a muse on a ruse, railing, reeling, the pointing, aim, blame. Shame the game. Or a win till the tin spin of your stunned, dialed lever. I'm left on a deft bereft of a pole call of a fall with a sun gun. I'm done being a blast pass that won't last over a silver color of a cadaver, ready to pick like a click fire. A lamb liar wants to acquire, but no. Know this, you crow. After this diss of a barrel's kids, a trigger clipper of a sinner will rise with a locked vice and size on a cuddle muzzle. I'll shovel, grip the tip of a rip lip of a snip quip, slide, glide you and your 11 side. Now, hi. Thank you. All right. For my last piece, I'm gonna do something crazy, which is usually what I do. This last piece is going to be kind of like a semi-improvised poetry. So let's do this. Oh, by the way, happy Christmas to everyone. Pasko na, sinta ko, hanap, hanap kita, bakit nagtatampo, nilisan ako. How many fingers would be counted out in the seconds trying to find, racing my head, in my head, out of my head, trying to find the reasons why I have left my country. I tell myself I am part of 10 million Filipinos who had been serving while our families get left behind. We never see their future because we see your future, the ones that we receive payment for every single month. We are the 10 million Filipinos who had been shunned because we're poor, because we need money, because we need security, isn't it? But you don't know how the beating heart tries to pump every single death every time we look at the photograph that tells us that we are just a viewer, an audience of our children, of our parents growing, and we're not part of their story. We're just a memory and nothing more. And how I wish that every single Christmas time I'll be singing carols with them, I'll be dining with them, but I don't get that. Only thing I have are videos and photographs and stories and phone calls and nothing more but that for years and years and years, but nobody cares. because I'm just employed by the world. Kung wala ka sa piling ko sinta, paano ang Paskong inulila mo? I'm trying to find the reasons why it is worth it to be shackling myself to the wings of another, just to make things free, just to let you be free. So I tell you, I wonder this Christmas, can you embrace me, even on the screen? Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Thank you for this platform, and thank you to all the viewers and YouTube and all the artists. Thank you, Kai, thank you, and the Ensemble House.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Oh, improvised poetry, bro. It doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every day. And just like I was saying with Vik, like funny poetry should happen more. Improvised poetry should happen more. There's a big place for it, man. Thank you for bringing that. That's the first time we've had that on this series. So like very much appreciated. And God, you got a beautiful singer voice, bro. Yeah. Yeah, really. Also, so much of those rhythms, like in those first couple of poems, it's captivating, man. And it's like it's hard not to just, yeah, it's mesmerizing. I think someone might have said in the chat, I'm just gonna check now, like it's mesmerizing. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for bringing it. Okay, next, moving on then. Avery. Interdisciplinary artist Avery R. Young is also an award-winning teaching artist who has been an arts and public life artist in residence at the University of Chicago. In the foreword of his most recent book, Neckbone, Visual Verses, that's from Northwestern University Press, Feaster Gates called him one of our greatest living street poets, one of the most important thinkers on the Black experience. Black Grooves referred to his most recent album, Tubman, that's from FPE Records, as brilliant and supremely funky. Young's poems and essays have been published in Cecil MacDonald's In the Company of Black, The Breakbeat Poets, The Golden Shovel Anthology, new poems honoring mighty Gwendolyn Brooks, AIM Print, and other anthologies. His album, Booker T, I need to zoom in on that. Booker T Soul Train, a race record engages matter of race, gender, and sexuality in America during the Obama era. Avery's work in performance, visual text, and sound design have been featured in several exhibitions and theatre festivals, notably the Hip Hop Theatre Festival, the Museum of Contemporary Art, and American Jazz Museum. He is featured vocalist on flute. Do you say flutist? Nicole Mitchell's Mandorla Awakening, that's from FP Records as well, and is one of 4 directors of the Floating Museum, co-mentoring Rebirth Youth Poetry Ensemble and performing with his band, The Deacon Board. You can find him at averyryoung.com and on Twitter at BEBLK. Avery, over to you.
Hey, all of this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. I'm in the building. Hey, greetings from Chicago, Illinois, and all the good people in between. This has been a wonderful evening of words. I'm like, wow. Oh, me? Getting me a part of this joint right here. So bless and much props and thanks to everyone who has read and performed before me. I'm going to try to do this for y'all real quick and on about my business. And do something real quick. I'm going to read a poem from Neckbone. Write a New Testament. Ooh, the wrong one. Let's go read that one. All right. 4. Remember them and them got a God of gluttony. And thou shalt not be black and reach for your wallet in the presence of them and them God. And thou shalt not be black and reach for your cell phone in the presence of them and them God. Thou shalt not be a black child holding a toy gun in the presence of them and them God. Thou shalt not be a black child and holding anything or nothing in the presence of them and them God. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. And 19, with mental illness in the presence of them and them God. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black and walk away from them and them God. Thou shalt not be black and walk towards them and them God. Thou shalt not be black with thy own neck to break inside them and them God's band. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not be black and pulled over by them and them God for switching lanes without signaling. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Laid face down with them and them God's knee and thine back. Thou shalt not be black, laying face down with them God's knee on thy neck. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black. Thou shalt not be black, laid face down in front of them and them God. And Abba, have mercy on you if them and them God think him gun is just a taser. If them blue men pull me over, if I reach back for my deeds, they think if black blood goes flat, stretch me cause my cooling board, and say I'm legend. And please put it behind my hashtag. My skin, my only weapon. Oh my God, how come murder make us legend? Oh my God, if they kill me and make me legend, would it be the first day on tour, north and west, east and south? Oh, this epidemic, I'm not getting back in the house. Driver's ed, lesson plans on how not to get taken out. Hey, SA, blue men speaking Spanish, adios, hombre, show your hands, just comply. When we do, we still die. It face down on the ground, through the concrete in the sky. You know, if the blue men pull me over, if I if I reach back for my dear, they get heat. It's black blood goes splat. Stress me across my cooling blood. Say I'm legend. Please put it behind my hashtag. The air, my only weapon. Oh my God. Oh my God. How come murder make us legend? Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't let them kill me and make me legend. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was born motherfucking legend. Oh my God. Find my mama, remind her she gave birth to a legend. Whoa. May this cup pass over me. Oh, may this cup pass over me. Oh, may this cup pass over me. Oh, I'm your son in the garden of Gethsemane. Oh, may this cup, may it pass over me. Oh, 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 may this cup, oh, may this cup, oh, may this cup pass over me. Oh my God, oh my God, I'm your son in the garden of Gethsemane. Whoa, ooh, oh, 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 may this cup pass over me. I'm your son in the garden of Gethsemane. Oh, oh, if it's thy will, if it's thy will, if it's thy will, go ahead, let it be. Oh, my Lord, oh, I buy, oh, I buy, oh, 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 whoa, 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 may this cup pass over. Woo! Horns, drums, bass, come in so slowly and so surely, so you see right now, I gotta get high and I gotta go fly to the utmost part of space. But no, there is no hiding place. I gotta do it only crack and scratch and believe it's on, and I can't cope unless dope within reach. People preach, people teach. Mama decided that she had to let go and let God do his job, but maybe he's planning to come work late today. Only blessing on my plate is a needle, a pipe. Come on, daddy, rabbit, tied around my arm at the sound of your alarm, that big on the piano. Ooh, that's Ella Scatton. Ooh, that's Billy Moaning. Ooh, 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 that's Balhorn groaning. That's Dizzy's jaws blowing to coast trays. Going to, going to, going to, going to, going to, going to, blowing to, blowing to, blowing to, blowing to, who's that dizzy jaws? Blowing the Coltrane's horn. Louis got Dinah strapped to his arm. And to break them two apart, we'll break Mr. Joplin's heart. Ooh, that sound like some jazz. Ooh, that sound like some jazz for your ass. Ooh, that, 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 do that, ooh, that, ooh, that, like the glass that made Billy so frisky that she got on top of a table and shook a sugar shimmy, and then Thelonious began to stop playing, and so did Ramses, and so did Bird, and all you heard was a pump stomping up against the wood, and she was humming words to a song that I thought of yet or since, and it sounded good. Sounded like jazz. It sounded like the liquor of the light as it ignites a pipe and boogie rhythm. It sounded like falling down on your knees and blowing until he's pleased and rushing to go get another hit. It sounded like Nina Simone singing, I'm gonna leave you, yes, I'm gonna leave you, cause I wanna let the jazz go. But my soul says hell no, because I can't. The go makes the haze, my days pass. Ooh, that sound like some jazz. Ooh, that sound like some jazz for your ass. Ooh, that sound like some spunk inside of the dun dun the dun dun. Nobody knows the trouble that I see. That look and feel and taste the sound of like jazz. Jazz. Woo! Jesus. Oh my God. This is craziness. That's last one. Yeah. Oh wow. Last one. Let's see. I'm standing here 'cause you called. I am standing right here 'cause you called. I'm standing here, and all my feelings and tears. Oh, I'm standing here 'cause you called. Fill me and lay down the love and I will fall. Lay down your love and I will fall. Lay down your love on my shoulder like a dove. Lay down your love and I will fall. Oh no, oh no, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, Lord. I'm standing here 'cause you called. I'm standing here 'cause you called. I'm standing here, nothing but feelings and tears. ready to give you love, smoother than the rolls. Oh, every day. Oh, wait, I'm ready to give you love, smooth like blue roll. That's me, y'all. I'm up. Yeah. Thank you, y'all.
Woo!
Thank you.
Ah. Whoa. Whoa. How you doing, Avery? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm good. I did last time I did reading online, I broke my headphones. So at least the headphones stayed together this time. So I'm good. It's a success.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah. Woo.
That was,
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot.
That's a lot. I'm good. I'm good though. I'm good. Woo! That's a lot, yo. But that's a lot. Yeah. Hey,
amazing, bro. It's so good. You feeling all right?
Yeah. I just gotta. Sometimes I gotta twerk.
Yeah, but you gotta move, man. Move. Oh my god. I can't believe it.
It's all good though. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I'm here.
You're here, bro. You're in the room, not necessarily the building, but you're in the room.
Yeah, in the room. Yes. Thank you again. Thank you for this invite.
That was stunning. That was stunning. Your mother gave birth to a legend, bro. She really did.
Yeah.
She really did.
Yeah, this is it's great. We try to get it. We try to get it together. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Thank you.
2 singers, bro. We had 2 singers. I'm so yeah.
I'm not a singer. I just know the blues. That's all. I just know the blues.
Well,
I just know the blues. I just know the blues.
Yeah. I don't think any argument. Thank you so much for bringing it. Felt really.
Whoa, I just know the blues. Whew. Yeah, don't mind me. I'll be sitting this shit for 3 hours. I told you I was gonna rest. You
said you were gonna lie down now.
I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna lie down after this. That's exactly what I told you. Yeah. This is a whole other situation. Yes. Okay.
Cool. Ooh. All right. Well, what a place to end. I don't really want to say anything, so I'm gonna say very little. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves, and go and check out everyone. I don't know what to say. I feel I feel like I do that. Ooh. Okay, cool. Henry, please save me because I'm floundering because I feel emotional. Here he is.
There we go. I should be back online now. Thank you, Kai, for that. Don't worry about floundering at the end. What a way to end before Christmas. Thank you very much for everyone who was involved with tonight. To Vik Shirley, Henneh, Kyereh, Kwaku, Elkin, Avery Young, and Kai Draper. So just mute Kai It's coming in my ears. Not much to say to round up. I'll probably flounder just as much as Kai was. But briefly to say that we'll have 2 weeks off Assembly Online for Christmas. And we'll back on the 7th of January with Caroline Fisher Projects. I'm going to post a link to the mailing list in the chat now, along with the Assembly House website. Assembly Online website, that is. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for being vocal in the chat. It really does mean a lot for us and for everyone who is reading tonight, to see everyone responding and to hear which bits people like, because otherwise people are reading just to a quiet room, or to nothing. Yep, that's my floundering done until the new year. Kai will be back. I can't remember the date. In, I think it's
February.
Yeah.
February the 18th.
February the 18th. That's the one. And we'll post out stuff in the new year, along with some announcements of what's going to happen in June. So Assembly Online will continue until the end of April, and then I'll be working on something else that will happen in June, and we'll announce that in the new year. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Loads of appreciation coming into the chat. So keep that coming, and I'll make sure that everyone reading gets to see that. Thanks again, and good night.